mind.
That would be awesome.
That would be funny, yeah. Guys, guess what? Did you have sex with a woman? Nope.
Married one.
Married. Yeah, married a woman, right. Poundcake said that he will join us for the Poundcake Sports Break, which happens about a half an hour from now, traditionally on Wednesdays. So we will talk to him shortly. Cavaliers play tonight in Brooklyn against the Nets. That's a 7:30 start tonight here on MMS. And then they're back here at home to play the Warriors tomorrow night. And then they're in town for a bit. They're in through Thanksgiving, through next weekend. So 7:30 tonight is when you'll hear Cavs Nets here on MMS. 7 o'clock, that pregame gets going. Remember, you can use the promo code TURKEY, speaking of Thanksgiving. That'll get you 20% off whatever you buy at CLE Clothing Company. They're always, if you don't follow them on social media, by the way, you should, because they're always dropping new collections of things, whether it's retro Buzzard merch or whatever. You're never at a loss for new things with CLE Clothing Company. So just use Turkey, and it'll take 20% right off the top, no matter how frequently you use it. And you can do it in the store. You can do it online. The Staples Center has changed its name. And, of course, people are dragging it because it's just a terrible, terrible name. But it's going to be there for a long time. They said this is one of the most lucrative naming rights contracts ever signed. And the Staples Center, which is where the Lakers and Clippers play, I think, right? I still don't know why they share an arena. Do the Lakers and Clippers play at the Staples Center?
Yep.
It's going to be renamed the Crypto.com Arena. They signed a 20-year naming deal that will go into effect on Christmas Day. And again, this is something that'll get news for a couple of days, but then who cares?
I think it's funny where people are like, it's the Staples Center. I love Staples.
But also, before it was the Staples Center, it was something else.
No?
I thought it was.
I thought it opened as the Staples Center in 1999.
Oh, what am I thinking of? Where did they play before? The Forum?
Is that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was new as the Staples Center.
Yeah.
So that was a 20-year deal. So, it's going to be the Crypto.com Arena until the end of 2041. This is a crypto platform set up in Singapore 4 years ago.
I use it.
You use Crypto.com?
Yeah.
Is that like Coinbase or what is it?
Yeah, it's like that. Okay. They just had a coin that I wanted to get early, and they had it before some of the other ones. So I was like, I'm signing for a Crypto.com account, and now they have their own coin that's gotten a lot of attention because of this. So it's
that's the point
today. Yeah,
that's the point.
Oh, I know. I own some of it. So yeah, keep going.
Of course, Kobe's widow, Vanessa Bryant, wasn't pleased. She said that the Staples Center will forever be known as the house that Kobe built. Although that's got nothing to do, it doesn't negate his accomplishments there. Like, Who cares, And a lot of people just thought this feels gross. Some people said. But again, if you've only known it like that, then, And
also, it's not like Staples is killing it right now.
I don't know anything about Staples.
I don't think Staples is doing all that good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Staples stuff is going, getting hijacked by online sales. So I don't think Staples is really like, hey, we need to spend $100 million or whatever it was to retain these rights.
I was in a Staples like 2 weeks ago, so I don't know where you're getting your information, but it's wrong.
And how many people did you see in that Staples?
Like 40.
Oh, good for you.
Probably more people working there than shopping.
No, there was like hundreds of people.
Hundreds of
shopping.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they must have had some amazing deals. It was all in anticipation of this name change.
Do you shop there the same way you grocery shop? Are you there for like 45 minutes?
No, I in and out needed some Sharpies.
Can't get those anywhere else.
I needed silver Sharpies.
Can't get those anywhere else.
Where else am I going to get one?
Target.
Nope.
Walmart.
Nope.
You went to Target and Walmart looking for silver Sharpies.
I went
and
to
were
CVS
rebuffed.
and Walgreens.
I didn't mention either of those places.
There was just a close Staples by the hotel I was staying in.
But I mean, when I was a kid, we went to the Chicago Stadium, right? It's where the Bulls played. It's where the Blackhawks played. And then they tore it down. Mm-hmm. And they, made the United Center. And everybody peed their pants over that. But it's like, okay, well, you know.
Right, and it was Jacobs Field, and then it became Progressive Field because
Yeah.
naming rights make the teams a lot of money.
I mean, people forget that Wrigley is a company name. Wrigley Field is named after a family and a gum company. You know, now it is ridiculous when you get into like Dunkin' Donuts Arena in Providence and Crypto.com. Like, it's all super lame. But the people that own these companies, you make a ton of money, and that's what you care about.
What happens when crypto goes away?
Then it's hilarious that they have to still have that be their name for the next 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if in 15 years this whole thing blows up on itself.
I don't think crypto is going to go away. It's going to end up being just winnowed down and refined.
Maybe.
Once somebody, manifests something into the currency system,
It's in there.
Yeah, it's not going to be the 4,000, dopey coins that there are now, but it'll
It might be 5,000. We'll see.
5,000.
It might be 10,000. You don't
Why
know.
not?
You don't
Sure.
know.
I don't know why I hate it so
Pancake
much.
Bunny, because it's a way to make rich people richer.
It's scam. It feels like a scam.
Well, it's not really a scam. It's just
fake.
that it's not fake either, because people are making money off of it. It's just that it's a modern day gold rush. And for the most part, if you get cornered by some crypto bro who's talking your ear off, right? He'll talk to you as though he just learned everything about it the day before. So he's this acolyte for this, but whatever. Now, on the one hand, you can't have anyone tell you, by the way, if anyone claims to be like an eco-friendly type individual, you cannot deal with cryptocurrency. Don't
Why?
ever, because it requires the same amount of power that the average American household uses in a month. It's crazy energy usage for I was reading the story about this. What a lot of cities did for a while is if they had like a series of warehouses or something that were like near a river or something, after that industry had collapsed, and they just had this infrastructure, not even infrastructure, just old buildings sitting there. A lot of these cities would sell them to bit farms. These guys that would set up these huge bit farm where they just mine Bitcoin. And so they just have tons of servers and they use all this energy. And the city's like, yeah, okay, we'll make some money off of this hulking structure that before, last week was just sitting there empty, right? But what happens is it makes so much noise, and the more gentrified a lot of these cities get, you end up with, well, we want to develop that part of town, so let's put up a couple of condos. So then you've got bit farms running in there, and then you have people complaining that the noise drives them nuts because it's like a giant dentist drill that just goes all the time.
What does it do?
So-
we don't have to get into it.
I'll put you super in the weeds if you read up on it. I mean, but again, the bottom line is, you'll have people, well, it's like a eco-friendly. No, it's absolutely not. It's not.
I was out at brunch with a comic when I was on the road recently, and it turned quickly into Bitcoin because I paid for my brunch with cash. And he was like, the cash doesn't have value anymore, right? And I was like, I just paid for my brunch with it. There's a value there. Well, $5 now worth $5.
Listen, that may be the case down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can make the argument that money is all made up.
Yeah.
But if I give you $5, it's going to be worth $5 tomorrow.
Yeah, but what if I give you 10 million Dogal on Mars coin?
I don't know what that's going to be worth tomorrow.
But you don't know. But it could be worth more. Could be worth less.
It could, but the point is, I don't know what that's going to be worth tomorrow. A $5 bill, I know what that'll be worth tomorrow.
Well, we're not looking at tomorrow. We're looking at the future.
Tomorrow's the future, right?
Yeah, but way in the future.
Oh, I see. A whole bunch more tomorrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
I think that's what annoys me too, is that I feel like stocks too are just gambling. That's all you're doing is gambling, but it doesn't get the same bad rap as someone who buys scratch offs or goes to the casino or plays the lottery.
Well,
you're doing
listen,
the exact same
What
thing.
are you talking about? It's got a horrible rap. You got
No.
people going, you're killing the planet and you're a douche.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I guess maybe I feel like it's people who go to casinos or buy scratch offs are looked at as like bottom tier society members that like, oh, I can't believe you would spend your money on a scratch off. You really think you're going to win? But people who are into cryptocurrency are like, they think they're like innovative and that it's like sexy.
Well, there are people that. Well, I don't think anybody said it was sexy.
No, but
Anybody
guys
with money
think
is sexy to me.
Yeah, but I think there is a way to analyze it and make money doing it. Like if you are mining Bitcoin or one of these coins, you can make money passively. So that's no gamble at all. You're just setting up a server that's running on your power grid that's making you money. You get a little bit of a fee for each transaction.
The trick is knowing when to cash out too, because let's say if you invest $500 and it turns into $2,000, you go, ooh, I'm up. But I mean, people who are, listen, it is innovative. I don't think it's going anywhere, but it is not what a lot of people want you to think it is right now.
Yeah.
Which is like they're accepted almost nowhere. So it's not really a means of payment. It's more like frequent flyer points. You can buy our workout clothes with Bitcoin. It's like, okay, well, that's fun, whatever, if I've got that. But, it's not really like, it's not, regular money is a store of value. And Bitcoin is not a store of value because it's so volatile that it changes all the time. So for people that want to, like, engage in, like, pump and dump schemes and things, rich people that want to get richer, it's a fine way to do it because I think the thought initially was, well, this will democratize currency, man, which is not a bad thought.
And it might down the road.
And it might down the road.
But that's why I don't put a ton of money into it. I just go, throw some, but the same way you throw money at scratchers and lottery tickets.
Right.
And see what happens.
I guess, well, never mind. I don't know. I have a little bit of money that I'm looking to do something with where I'm like, hey, this is money.
Give it to me.
I don't want to give it to you.
I
want to invest it in some sort. Well, it's not a ton of money, but it's enough that I want to do something with it because I feel like it just sitting in my savings account isn't doing anything.
Listen, it's all gambling. I think people, if you invest $500 in Bitcoin and it triples in value.
A friend of mine is saying that, like, hey, you should put it in crypto. And I'm like, I hate even the sound of that sentence,
Well,
but I was like, there's got to be something else. And then I was like looking into stocks and stuff, which really in over my head, trying to even remotely understand how that works.
it's all gambling.
That's what I said. I said, how is any of this different than me and go putting it in a slot machine downtown?
It's not.
Some people have inside information and they can cheat the system.
No, but I mean, but crypto, it seems to have been designed with at least some kind of equity in mind, right?
Yeah.
So like, I have a processor and you have a processor, so we have an equal stake in the outcome. But what happens in any situation like that is you'll have people putting tons of money into mining rigs. So now I've got a warehouse doing this and you just have a regular processor. So like the economy of scale, as with anything else in currency, is way off. Mm-hmm. So for the most part, anybody who wants a decentralized currency, they're not doing it for something good.
Right.
They're doing it for something non-traceable. And then they find out, well, they can trace it. They can get hacked. It's all supposed to be unhackable. Whatever. You can go into the weeds on it.
Yeah.
But the trick with any kind of gambling is knowing when to get out.
Right.
Well, the most important thing is that anybody that's listening to the show, go, crypto.com, get that app, buy some SHIB coin, lots of it.
See, no, because then I'm like, you know what I'm going to do?
Dumping.
I know what you're doing, but I'm like, I'll just $500 at the casino, $25 a pull, see what happens. I could hit 10 grand right away, or I could walk out without $500, and it feels the same to me as putting it into the stock market or Bitcoin.
The gambling that you're discussing is more of an instant gratification thing, whereas delayed gratification. The other kind is more like, people play the stock market. My father-in-law is a financial analyst. He's like, set it and forget it.
But you could lose it just as easily, is my point.
You could, but then that's anything. You could lose it, but you could lose it just as easily at the slots.
So you can also put it in like an IRA where it's just like it's going to slowly gain over time.
That's boring.
But if you just want profits,
I don't think there's anything boring about making money, though.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's the least volatile, which makes it the least entertaining.
Yeah. So, whatever. I mean, people arguing, modern monetary theory and all that kind of stuff, man, they'll just make your head explode. But it's something, and
No, I know it is
it will
something.
become something else. But it is right now. It's largely a way for people who already have a lot of money
To make more
to
money.
make more money.
Right.
Right.
Which is what people that have a lot of money love doing.
Well,
is
that's-
finding new ways to
Right.
make more money.
I mean, listen, this is why all these hospitals and high schools, and this is why everybody's getting hacked. If there was no crypto, these hacks wouldn't happen. The reason people are hacking power plants and all this stuff is because the ransom is in crypto. They're not writing a check to some hackers, So if that wasn't happening, if there wasn't this currency that couldn't be tracked allegedly or whatever, those hacks wouldn't be happening. So it's really good for criminal activity. It's
Yeah.
great for that kind of stuff. Most people, I don't think, are doing that.
Now, is
but
that exciting to you?
No.
How do you feel about criminal activity?
well,
I mean, you
and-
want it to be a good time. That's pretty.
It's
Gets your
pretty
heart rate going.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I will just become a criminal.
So that's why they have to. Again, the system, whatever they're doing, is going to get refined and figured out along the way. I don't think it's going anywhere. But right now, it's just a gold rush. It's people trying to
Right.
get rich quick scheme. It's kind of too many of these exchanges have been hacked or stolen or
The guy dies with no one knows his password.
yeah, or just outright fraud.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Well, there was one the other day where
My son trades in Bitcoin all the time because he's in college. Like, that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
one went up 7 million or 70 million%, and they're like, "Oh, that was just that was a fluke. It wasn't supposed to do that." And yeah.
So what happens then? If you're up 70 million% and you cash out, they're just like, sorry, you don't actually get your money?
Yeah, I mean all the exchanges have terms and agreement, like whether you're using Coinbase or Crypto.com. They say, well, we didn't actually have that money, so it isn't, yeah, can't do that.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know
That's
how
a-
mad I would be if a casino did that? If I hit for 10 grand and they're like, oh, we don't, it's not real.
We're joking.
Yeah, just kidding. But, like, excuse me.
But if you know this going in, you're still flipping the coin and taking your chances, right?
that if I hit for
The
10
term-
grand, you don't have to pay me.
No.
That's wild.
But the terms are just different. With what he's talking about, you know that going in. The casino, there's no agreement like that. So if you win, they pay out.
Yeah.
Be in hard money. And
That's
they don't,
what I'm saying.
Right. They don't pay out in Bitcoin.
Right.
They give you $100 bills.
Everyone take all your money out of Bitcoin and let's go to Jack's Casino. Let's have a night.
There you go. Have a night. Yeah. Okay, listen, let me take a break here. We're going to, Poundcake is supposed to be calling us from Mexico to do the Poundcake Sports Break. So that is on the way. I'll have more tickets for Tears for Fears. They have announced a tour they're doing next year with Garbage that will get them to Blossom on May 21st. So if you're hoping to get to that show, I'll hook you up with a pair of tickets after the break. 35192 if you want to text, and another $1,000 in hard American currency. You can go fund yourself with a keyword coming up at 5:30.